full of incredible historical sites, significant cultural landmarks, and breathtaking scenery. Europe is a delight to explore, with a diverse range of people, languages, and cultures present in each of its 44 countries. But deciding where to begin can be difficult. It's easy to see why more than half of all tourists choose to visit Europe, with its abundance of charming small towns and historical cities, stunning beaches and mountains, intriguing fairy tale castles, and medieval ruins. Number 5. Budapest, Hungary. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, was founded in 1873 by the merger of three cities, Buda, Óbuda, and Pest. Today, Buda is usually associated with stately quarters and high class. Pest is where you will find the largest part of the population and so-called urban living. Buda and Pest are connected by the magnificent bridge of Székely, known as the Chain Bridge. Budapest is known as the thermal bath capital of the world. Underneath the city is a massive reserve of spring water that produces 70 million liters of thermal water a day, which makes Budapest the richest city with the medical waters on the world. In Budapest you will find not only therapeutic spas, but also nighttime swim parties. One of the monuments you should visit is Liberty Statue. Statue of Liberty in Budapest was first erected in 1947 in remembrance of the Soviet liberation of Hungary from Nazi forces during World War II. Its location upon Gellert Hill makes it a prominent feature of Budapest's cityscape. Number 4. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam was founded as a fishing village around the 13th century. Amsterdam developed round a dam in the Amstel River at the end of the 12th century. The name Amsterdam occurs for the first time in the toll concession of Floris V, Count of Holland, dated October 27, 1275. City is supported by 11 million Poles. The city's foundation is a significant engineering achievement, considering that Amsterdam is constructed on clay and that half of the Netherlands is 1 meter, 3 feet, above sea level. The buildings are kept from sinking by 11 million wooden poles, as you may learn in the Amsterdam Museum. Even trees in Vondelpark have wooden piles in place to keep them from falling into the naturally swampy terrain. The monument you should visit in this beautiful city is National Monument on Dam Square, is a 1956 cenotaph in Amsterdam, Netherlands. A national remembrance of the dead ceremony is held at the monument every year on May 4th to commemorate the casualties of World War II and subsequent armed conflicts. Number 3. Prague, Czech Republic. The first inhabitants of the area where Prague now stands were members of the Boii, a Gallic tribe after which region of Bohemia was named. Germanic tribes first settled in the region after the fall of the Roman Empire, and Slavic tribes followed them in the 6th century. By the 9th century, the city was known as Prague. The construction of Prague Castle by the Czech Přemysl dynasty's Prince Vojvod I attracted businessmen and artisans to the region during this time, the dynasty responsible for the unification of the Czech tribes in the Bohemia region during the 10th century. If we told you that a beer spa is available to you, would you believe us? Yes, you can drink as much as you want and even take a bath in beer. Obviously from a separate barrel, not your tub. Beer contains a substantial amount of hop oil, which may assist to open pores and make you look more luminous. Who would have thought a beer bath could be so stimulating? Additionally, it is said to increase metabolism, lower stress levels, and strengthen immunity. You should see the monument, which is a collection of monuments known as the Memorial to the Victims of Communism, honors those who perished during the communist era, which lasted from 1948 to 1989, in Prague. It is situated on Jez Street in the Malá Strana or Lesser Town neighborhood, at the foot of Petton Hill. Number 2. Venice, Italy. The origins of Venice. It was possibly Italian refugees fleeing Lombard invasions who tented on the islands in the Venice lagoon in the 6th century CE that gave rise to the creation myth that Venice was created by people fleeing Troy. Evidence of a colony dating back to 600 CE shows that it expanded and acquired its own bishopric by the end of the 7th century. The Byzantine Empire, which maintained control over a portion of Italy from a base in Ravenna, quickly nominated a representative to rule the colony from without. The Byzantine Dux was converted into a Venetian doge in 751, when the Lombards took Ravenna, and was chosen by the new merchant families that had settled in the city. You may get a beautiful view wherever you go in Venice. While exploring the 150 canals and 400 footbridges of this city, one of the world's smallest streets can be found. Only 53 centimeters, 21 inches across, the Colletta Varisco is quite small. Do not, under any circumstances, walk along this street holding hands with your beloved. You should visit one of the most beautiful landmark, the Patriarchal Cathedral Basilica of St. Mark, commonly known as St. Mark's Basilica, is the cathedral church of the Roman Catholic Patriarchate of Venice. It became the episcopal seat of the Patriarch of Venice in 1807. Replacing the earlier Cathedral of San Pietro di Castello. It is dedicated to and holds the relics of Saint Mark the Evangelist, the patron saint of the city. Number 1. Paris, France. In 1806, Napoleon I gave the order to build the Arc de Triomphe in recognition of his Grande Armée's victories. The monument combines memorial and symbolic elements, and it has always played an important role in the national Republican consciousness. It was inspired by antiquity's great arches. Every night, a flame is lit on the Great War grave of the unknown soldier. An exhibition depicts and explains the past's symbolic significance on a national and global scale. Both during the day and at night, the terrace provides spectacular views of the city and its wide, sweeping avenues. When it was finished, the Eiffel Tower was not well liked. Many people are taken aback by this surprising fact about Paris. Despite being one of the most adored and frequently visited structures in the world today, Parisians were not initially fans of the Eiffel Tower. When it was built in 1889 for the World's Fair exhibition, Parisians referred to it as a monstrosity that would ruin the city's charm. They even started a petition to get it removed. The Eiffel Tower still stands triumphantly on the Champ de Mars, despite the fact that it was only supposed to stand for 20 years because this group did not get their way. The most popular tourist destination in Paris is without a doubt Notre Dame Cathedral. Every year, 12 million people visit the well-known 800-year-old cathedral. Visitors come to see the detailed interior and spectacular exterior architecture, in addition to keeping an eye out for Quasimodo. Unfortunately, the tragic fire that occurred in April 2019 resulted in a decrease in the number of tourists. This number of tourists is expected to be easily attained once the cathedral is fully operational again.